When it comes to dreaming, nothing can be more scary than a nightmare. Nightmares are experienced in different ways by different people, and it's just a part of dreaming. And it's an unfortunate part of dreaming. But as scary as a nightmare may be, it's actually our unconscious mind trying to reach out, trying to explain, trying to warn. I mean, there's so many reasons why you might have a nightmare. I've never, that I can remember, really had what you would classify as a nightmare, where most people could classify a nightmare as being chased by a dog, or having or dying. I mean, it's nightmares. A true nightmare is something that has a profound impact on you for days, weeks, months, even years, and it's something that really does stay with you. It's maybe the type of nightmare that will wake you up suddenly, and like I said, it's different for everybody. One, I guess you could classify it as a nightmare. I still don't understand it, but something that happens to me once in a while. I'd say probably once a month, maybe. I'll be laying in bed and I'll be trying to go to sleep, and I will be attempting to think about the point at which I am no longer conscious and I am actually in a dream state. And on occasion, what will happen, oddly, and my sister says that she has this exact same problem, is I will feel trapped inside of a dream. And it usually involves sound, because I hardly ever have visual nightmares. It's always a sound. It's always some strange sound. It can be an alarm that echoes, a grinding noise that goes on continuously, maybe even somebody's voice. There was one time that I specifically remember. I was listening to the radio, and there was some kind of article about the devil, and for some reason, when the article stopped and I actually started to fall into unconsciousness, I heard what I interpreted as being a devil's laugh. I know it sounds weird. It was a very deep, very menacing laugh, and I hated the sound. I mean, it was in my mind. I absolutely hated the sound, and I was trying to wake myself up, which is something that I always do. When I get to the point where there's some kind of a sound that I can't stand and that it's got a hold of me and I want to get out of it, what will end up happening is I will be trying to wake myself up, and sometimes it's very, very difficult to do so because the sound gets louder and louder and louder, and it's really weird, but it's there in my mind. And it's as clear as when I'm conscious. It just keeps getting louder. And I will turn my head, because I can feel myself in the bed turning my head, trying to shake myself awake, or move my arms. But everything's all in slow motion. When you're dreaming, you don't have full control over your movements, and most of the time your body actually is supposed to disable your muscle movements so that you don't go sleepwalking or whatever. But when you're in between a conscious and unconscious stage, you feel yourself and you have control over your movements, and that's exactly what happens when I'm experiencing this nightmare-like situation. So what will end up happening is I'll wake myself up, and then I'll roll over or change positions or turn on the radio to a different station or something, and most of the time I'll go to sleep then after that with no problems. But some of the time what will end up happening is this, whatever sound it is, will reoccur, and I will do the same thing. I'll just kind of, and then just snap out of it. And sometimes it goes on for an hour, and it will take me getting out of bed, washing my face, drinking a glass of water or something, anything where I'm completely out of it, to where I can go back to sleep. And it's disturbing, to say the least. But it is a feeling that I usually carry with me for at least a couple of days, because I'll remember the sound, especially. And I'll just be thinking of the sound. And I'll be on my way to work or whatever, and I just have a queasy feeling all day long. And, it's just a part of dreaming. It's something that happens to us all. I'm not quite sure exactly how it happens to everybody, because everybody's nightmares are different. But my nightmares have never been about the dark images and the scary faces and things like that. It's always been sound for me. It's always been sound. I don't know why, but that's just me. So it's just something that even to this day, the only thing that I can do to control it is to just wake myself up. And to be honest, I've never once actually let myself fall into the dream to see where it takes me, because I've been too scared, honestly. It sounds funny, but it's true. I've been too scared to ever let myself fall in. And I've contemplated this ever since I started getting into the process of lucid dreaming. I've actually contemplated this, actually letting myself fall into whatever it is. But the problem is that I'm always afraid that I'll be at the point of no return, where I won't be able to wake myself up, or I'll lose my consciousness, and then the dream will just go wherever. Maybe when I have more lucid dreamings and I'm able to control those dreams more, then I'll try. But for now, whenever it happens, I just try to avoid it. So that's exactly how my nightmares seem to roll.